My mom wants to have a talk after kicking me out 2 years ago in favor of her boyfriend who bullied me in high school. My dad passed away when I was only 1. It's been me and my mom ever since. As you can guess, my mom and I were very close. When I was a sophomore in high school, my mom got a part-time job as a gym teacher at my school. I supported her when she asked if I would be comfortable with it. It was extremely uncomfortable when guys would make comments on my mom's appearance. It also gave ammo to Brad, who bullied me in high school. He would make inappropriate comments about her towards me. Brad was a year ahead of me, so I thought I was finally rid of him after he graduated. I was wrong. When I became a senior, my mom started going out very often. Initially, I was happy for her because I wanted her to find someone nice. However, it came to a point where barely got any time together. To be frank, I thought she was avoiding me. This was because whenever I tried to make plans with her, she had already made plans before. I sort of kept it to myself because I didn't want to come off needy. I didn't complain when she missed my birthday because she was out all night. When she tried to apologize the next day, I told her it was okay. After 6 months of this behavior, I decided to take action. I asked my mom if we could have dinner together, just the two of us. She said she was too busy. I got fed up and told her to stop ignoring me. She said that she wasn't ignoring me but that she had a life to live. That really hurt me a lot. Out of anger, I started to ignore her for a few days. After those days passed, she finally apologized to me. However, she said she needed to talk to me about something important. She wanted to introduce me to her boyfriend at dinner. She didn't sound excited about it. It sounds like she almost dreaded it. When the door rang, my mom opened it up and introduced the guy to me. I was in extreme shock. It was Brad. I almost screamed at my mom, asking her what is he doing here. Brad came forward to acknowledge that this situation was uncomfortable but he's sorry for how he treated me in school and that he really cares about my mom. My mom asked us to sit and let her explain how this all happened. I remember screaming, "I don't give a fuck about your explanation. You tossed me aside for this piece of shit. You're a pathetic excuse of a mother." My mom then defended him when said, "Don't you dare call him that." She then said she tried to accommodate everyone in this tough situation by keeping the relationship away from me. She then said, "Like it or not, Brad is here to stay. If you don't like it, you're more than welcome to leave." I packed my bags right there and then. I called my grandma and told her about the whole situation. She drove to my house and confronted my mom. After a shouting match between them, I left with my grandma. My mom tried calling me several weeks after but I blocked her. She tried to visit me but I called the cops on her. After that, she sort of gave up. It had been 2 years since I'd heard from my mom. Then I get a call from her yesterday. She said it's urgent and we need to meet up. I don't know if I should go. Update, 10 December 22nd. I feel good for what I did to my mom and her boyfriend. Well, curiosity got the best of me. There was also a burning desire to unload on her. I finally texted back my mom asking where should we meet. She said we could meet for lunch at the restaurant at 12 p.m. I didn't have any class today so I was good to go. When I arrived at the restaurant, I heard some woman scream my name. It was my mom, who I haven't seen for 2 years. She asked how was I and said she would hug me but said she knew I would reject it. Her voice was shaking when she asked me to follow her to her table. Unsurprisingly, Brad was sitting there. He didn't even look me in the eye as we sat down. He just nodded his head as if to simply acknowledge my arrival. As my mom sat down, she started shooting out multiple questions. What you've been up to? Are you in school? How's it going? I got annoyed and told her stop wasting my time with these questions. What do you want from me? She responded, well, before we tell you, can we explain how all of this happened? I said sure. For those of you asking me to get her ass in trouble with the school board. I hate to break it to you, but they never interacted with each other when Brad was in school. Brad only knew about her because his friends would take pictures of her before gym class started and share them with everyone. It was Brad who approached her at a bar. She didn't recognize him. So he told her he went to the high school she works at and graduated recently. My mom was lonely and jokingly told him she wouldn't tell anyone that he wasn't 21 as long as he hung out with her. They exchanged numbers and made a promise to hang out with each other. She said she knew that I wouldn't be comfortable with her seeing a peer of mine. So she kept it a secret and convinced herself it was going to be a short and casual relationship. Eventually, the relationship got serious. When she was hanging out at his house, she asked him about introducing him to me. He told her it wasn't a good idea. She responded by saying, "I'll get over the age gap relationship." He was forced to come clean about the relationship I had with him in high school. That's when my mom started tearing up and her voice was shaking. She said she was in shock about what she had done. She couldn't sleep at night because of the guilt. She couldn't even look at me without feeling immense guilt. She had him blocked on her phone. After a week, he sent him a message on Facebook to at least meet him once. She obliged. He showed up with roses and begged for forgiveness. He even said he'll apologize to me in person and that he's a changed person. She took him back. The next was the day she invited him to dinner. My mom burst into tears and begged me to forgive her for hurting me. She then said these 2 years have been painful for her. Finally, Brad spoke and admitted she misses you like crazy, dude. She still needs you in her life. My mom said, "I am sorry for being an awful mother. We want to make it up to you. We're moving to California and we want you to come with us. We will foot the bill for your education and everything else. You won't have to work at all. You'll have a permanent place in our home." I don't know what the hell came to me, but I started laughing like crazy. Like a madman. It was the most ridiculous proposition. Now, this is what makes me the monster. This is what I really came there for. After I calmed down, this is what I said to her. "Mom, you must be the most delusional. See if you think I'll ever forgive you. You are dead to me for good. The only acknowledgement you'll get from me is me pissing on your grave when you pass away." Then she was hysterically crying. I got up from the table and left the restaurant. Only a minute after walking to the parking lot, I hear my mom screaming at Brad to stop following me. I really wanted this confrontation. The moment he grabs my shirt, I turn around and sucker punch him in the face. He drops on the road with his mouth bleeding. My mom comes to physically restrain him from hurting me until he calms down. I told them, "This is what I think about your proposal." It's been 4 hours now after the incident. I know deep down I should be ashamed of myself. But I feel amazing inside. I don't know if adrenaline can last that long. It feel like I took my power back. What does a guy do that's only a year older than you to make that kind of money to pay your college? If it's your mom, wouldn't she already have that saved or set up? Just weird.
OP, I don't what job Brad has.
My mom, on the other hand, has been saving up money ever since my father passed. I remember telling me if I got good grades she'll take out a loan for me to pay for my school and pay it back herself. And now let's hear it from our Reddit peps. First comment from Dirty Mouth Ariel. Brad saying he's changed, but him recognizing what he did to Oop and going after Oop's mom knowingly, despite that shows he hasn't. Meanwhile, the mom decides it's okay to date her kid's bully who just graduated from high school. Disgusting behavior. Oop is better off deleting these people from his life for good. Second was from Boring History Fan. I'm not sure I believe a single word about the fable Brad and Oop's mom told him. They've had 2 years to come up with that story about how they totally never interacted in school and only totally got together afterwards. I can't wrap my head around either concept though. Dating someone your own child went to school with? Dating someone who bullied your child? Forcing confrontations with a self-acknowledged bully doesn't make a shit ton of sense either. Hopefully these two idiots move to California and leave Oop TF alone. Third one is from Chill Torrent. A problem I have with this story is so he's a year out of high school and now dating the gym teacher. Once word of that got around town, everyone would automatically assume, oh, they must have been fucking while he was still a student, because what person in their right mind would want to get into a relationship like this if they wanted to keep their job safe? And fourth was from Ryamaru Baraik. I'm only halfway through, but the mom is dating someone only a year older than her son the moment he became of age? What the fucking what? Edit. She responded by saying, I'll get over the age gap relationship. There's age gap and then there's I'm dating my son's classmate age gap. I really don't understand this. How is she so desperate and lonely as to even consider dating an 18-yo at what seems to be bare minimum 36, since there's no comment of teenage pregnancy? It can't be a looks thing since she's attracting the teenage bullies. You'd also think there would be some response from the family about kicking out your child because he refuses to accept you dating his fucking classmate. And lastly, from Just a Thought from Me. Oops mom, sure, I abandoned my child for some guy who could be my child, But I'll just offer a bunch of money to them. That'll clear things up. What's that? Apology? For what? Don't you understand? I'm in love and my boyfriend is obviously a changed person because reasons. And that's all for today, guys. See you on the next one.